Hey guys, Metal Matt here, and I'm here to talk about the legendary Lemmy today. Lemmy Kilminster, a true rock star, true icon, and a rock and roller. He never liked to be called metal, even though to me, growing up, it was one of the heaviest bands I thought got Motörhead. That is the definition of heavy metal. But he calls it rock and roll, and I get what he means. I mean, you could almost dance to it. You know, it's got that groove, that kind of swing to it. So yeah, it makes sense. But today, I'm here with one of my how to sing like videos. You may know by now I've done a lot of these. I know a lot of you watch those and you enjoy those videos, so I'm trying to do some more for you guys. But the channel isn't monetized or nothing, so I don't make nothing from this. So if you do want to leave a tip in the tip jar, if you enjoy these videos, it'd be much appreciated. I can get another cup of tea or something. Yeah, this is my number one tip. Drink a nice bit of tea if you want to warm up your vocal cords, but you'll get that one for free. That tip's free, and if you want more, then you know what to do. But anyway, I'm here to talk about Lemmy, because I did a little poll on my YouTube channel. I do listen to you guys, well, kind of, because I've said who do you want me to do next? Do you want me to analyze Lemmy, Robert Plant, Chris Cornell, or James Hetfield? I knew Robert Plant would get a fair amount of views. That's why I'm doing Lemmy, because I don't care. I just felt like doing Lemmy today. He was actually the lowest on the vote, 15% of you. We got 59 votes total, and yeah, 15% want Lemmy, 36% want Robert Plant, 32% want Chris Cornell, and 17% for James Hetfield. So yeah, I think you guys want to know the vocalists who are really belting out high notes on that, because I think you probably know I do a lot of that by now. But today there's not going to be any of that, because it's Lemmy, and it's a bit more, if you like to gamble, I tell you I'm your man. And as always, I don't practice this before I do it, so it's more about analysing in real time and seeing what I think he's doing. So I went to the length of isolating some of his vocals. He obviously wasn't just known for Motörhead. He was previously with Hawkwind, an awesome psychedelic rock band. Dave Brock was kind of the main vocalist, still is today. But the cool thing with Motörhead, they always kind of switch vocals sometimes. You had Lemmy singing some songs. Obviously, Silver Machine was the big hit with Lemmy, and they did Lost Johnny and a few others. Do you believe it? It was so easy to say. That one as well. There's lots of ones. Lemmy was kind of doing some backing vocals. Some songs he sang throughout, like Silver Machine and Lost Johnny. Yeah, they had other singers like Nick Turner. He was a legend. But obviously, it wasn't just vocals. Nick Turner did, saxophone and I can't remember what other instruments. He was multi-instrumentalist, but he really cool, and he had a great voice. You may remember the song D Rider by Hawkwind. He's singing on that one. So yeah, they had Dave Brock, Lemmy, and Nick Turner kind of taking it in turns, almost doing different songs. They were kind of a band that were quite open. They'd kind of let the different members do what they do. Yeah, obviously Lemmy played bass as well, so he was playing bass with Hawkwind. With that big heavy sound of his, he's known for that thundering bass. Always turns it up to 11, they were the loudest band kind of thing. So yeah, great songs. We'll start off with a bit of Hawkwind. Like I said, I went to the lengths of isolating some vocals, so I don't think there's any of this stuff out there like Silver Machine with isolated vocals, so this might be the first time you hear this, just Lemmy's voice as it is, which I've managed to figure out for you. So we'll have a listen to that first. Here Lemmy with maybe a different voice to as he got older, because he kind of got gruffer and gruffer, I think, with his vocals. So I'll just have a listen, see what I think he's doing. This is with the music, very psychedelic sounds. Quite a nice clean voice. So we'll hear it now isolated. Alright, this is going to be cool now. My first time hearing it isolated too, so yeah, this will be interesting. I just took a ride in a silver machine, and I'm still feeling me. quite a clean voice for Lemmy, you know. And do you wanna ride? See yourself going high. It's kind of a clean tone. The other side of the sky. He's got a bit of gruffness on it. The other side of the sky. But it's not over distorted, you know. So quite a clean vocal from Lemmy. I got a silver machine. And that was a bit where he holds that note. Sheen! You could hear the gruff is kind of coming through a bit more there. It flies sideways through time. It's an electric line. To your zodiac sign. See, that's quite a high note for Lemmy. Your zodiac sign. He kind of quivers at the end of it because it's quite a high note for him to hit, but he can hit it really well, you know. Zodiac sign. It's kind of that kind of tone. So he's singing like a full voice, you know. And do you want to ride? But quite smooth. I think he's purposely maybe adding a bit of nasal sound to make it quite smooth, you know. Like, and do you want to ride? See yourself going high. And I can kind of feel that nasal area. The other side in the sky. Silver machine. And that's where it kind of quivers, you know. Silver machine. So that little bit of distortion is just a case of you might want to add, it's kind of in the throat, you know. So we could just go, Zodiac sign. That's a bit more distorted. Or Zodiac sign. Zodiac sign. It depends how much grit you want to add to it, but that's just a case of pushing your vocal a bit, kind of grating it in the throat as it's coming out, you know. It's all here, you know. Zodiac sign! Zodiac sign! But he isn't really adding a lot of distortion. It's very limited, which I think is kind of natural. Maybe it's just a natural kind of sound to his voice. That's why there's tiny bits of distortion, but it's mainly clean. Nice harmonies there. I think that's Dave Brock in the background. I've got a silver machine. I don't know if it's isolated Lemmy's vocals perfectly here on the chorus because you can hear the backing vocals more. I've got a silver machine. So it's like kind of group harmonies. They'll go, silver machine! And I think the music does the talking on the chorus, you know. Right, this bit isn't so good. I don't think it's isolated it to the best extent there. I'm being a silver machine. I said I just took a ride. And lots of effects. You'll notice the reverb and echo. Going aye. It's kind of got that repeating kind of sound. But he's quite kind of casual. Yeah, silver machine. Know what I mean? So yeah, he's not kind of pushing his voice. It's quite a natural voice for Lemmy. He's not really putting on any kind of distorted effects particularly. He's just singing normally with his clean voice, full voice. That was quite interesting there. There you go, he's getting a bit more gritted now. Sideways through time, it flies. It flies sideways through time. So he's adding a bit of rock edge here and there, you know. Line. See your zodiac sign. It's quite interesting. He's mainly going for the clean sound on this. And that's nice control there. Sign. Which shows he had good control of his voice. For a big rock kind of guy, you kind of imagine these guys just get out there and, if you like to gamble. But it's not always as simple as that, you know. They are kind of looking after their voice and working their voice. And obviously he's very well practiced. He's got a great tone, you know. Because he's younger, I guess he's got kind of a bit of a higher tone here. Oh, I'm in Mexico, sweating. See, someone screaming though. I don't know if it's Dave Brock, Nick Turner, but someone in the backing vocals is silver machine, which is kind of just like a falsetto, silver machine kind of thing. Silver machine, And because it's very spacey kind of music, it adds to it, you know, very atmospheric. And it's kind of just droning on. I've got a silver machine. So yeah, very cool. Nice to hear Lemmy do some kind of clean vocals. There's also a song, Lost Johnny, which I think you all know. This is the Motörhead version. Not Motörhead, Hawkwind version.
The truth is well concealed inside the details of the game. You see it coming, you can hear it from afar. It's pale and it flickers like the faded moving star. And up there in the castle, they're trying to make us scream by sticking thumbtacks in a flash and canceling the dream.
So yeah, it's very with the music, you'll hear it's a very kind of psychedelic vibe. It's kind of hazy. Nice bass going on, all these extra sounds. So it's very kind of straightforward singing with Hawkwind mostly. Can you find a sound? It's kind of quite soul, quite bluesy. Can you find a sound? It's kind of just like just grooving out kind of. It's not over singing. Lemmy never kind of over sang, you know. But then Hawkwind, we're going to hear something. I mean Motörhead, so I'm getting it all confused today. Motörhead, we're going to hear something completely different now. Because 1 minute, my collaborator has just messaged me. I've got a cool collaboration coming, a fight cover, Rob Halford's fight band. We're covering a fight song, but with one of the members of Rob Halford's fight band, so keep an eye out. It's coming soon. It's going to be cool. But let's hear the classic now, Ace of Spades. Very kind of contrasting vocally. He was still a young kind of guy, I think, when he did this. I mean, I say young, I don't know if he was 30s, but, you know, this was in his prime, the Hawkwind kind of prime, Ace of Spades. We all know it. So, see, this is a lot more distorted here. You'll hear that Lemmy is kind of with Motörhead, he wants more aggression, more loudness, and like they always said, they're louder than everything else. So I think that is the whole point here. So let's hear Lemmy nailing it here.
If you like to gamble, I tell you I'm your man. You win some, lose some, it's all the same to me.
So this is the kind of voice we're talking about, really. I think any of you are clicking on this thinking, oh yeah, you see the title, How to Sing Like Lemmy. You want to know how to, if you like to gamble. You want to kind of know about that voice, you know. But I thought I'd show you a bit of Hawkwind to show you, you know, that he is a contrasting vocalist. He isn't just a one-trick pony. He can do, you know, a nice clean voice as well. And I think, you know, he always smoked a lot and all that kind of thing. So maybe that's partly why his voice was a bit gruff as well. But what I like is it's kind of imperfect, his voice. If you hear it here, it's there's no airs and graces. If it cracks or anything.
I tell you I'm your man. You win some, lose some, it's all the same to me.
And that, me? That's like a voice break, but it kind of works. It doesn't matter. Lemmy is kind of known for that. You know, it's like a strain. It's almost with Lemmy, you want that strain sound a bit, you know, like, if you like to gamble, tell you I'm your man. And he's not pronouncing the words like really well. Like, if you like to gamble, I tell you I'm your man. It's not like that. It's more of a, which most people would probably cover it like that if you were going to do a cover of it. But he's more, if you like to gamble, I tell you I'm your man. Win some, lose some, it's all the same. And that's what he's getting the strain. That's where it's starting to strain. It's all the same to me. Me? Whatever it did, he kind of squeaked, you know, on the end of that note, which is to be expected, like I say, because of the way he's straining.
If you like to gamble, I tell you I'm your man. You win some, lose some, it's all the same to me. The pleasure is to play. It make no difference what you're saying.
So he's very snappy as well. The way he sings is very kind of, you know, the pleasure is to play. It makes no difference what you say. It's very kind of aggressive, short bursts. And that kind of voice, I'd say, is, you know, it's not, I don't know, it's not that hard to do if you're trying to imitate it, but it is hard to necessarily sound like Lemmy, you know, because he's got a distinct voice, distinct tone. But from what I can hear, it's purely just a rock voice, typical rock voice, but kind of quite on the edge of the voice. It's quite a high sound, you know. It's not a low kind of. It's more of a, you know, strained, but with distortion. So instead of being like, if you like to gamble, you can see I can add to that sound more and more grit, you know. If you like to gamble, tell you I'm your man. You win some, lose some, it's all the same to me. And I can feel a bit of push there, so I'm pushing it a bit more and grating it in the throat, you know. If you like to gamble, tell you I'm your man. Win some, lose some, all the same to me. Me. And it's almost like you're breathless by the end of it, but that kind of gives more of a Lemmy effect, because that's kind of how he sounded, like almost out of breath at the end of the lines, you know. Let's hear some more.
I don't show you greed. The only card I need is the ace of spades. The ace of spades. Playing for the high one, dancing with the devil, going with the flow, it's all a game to me.
You can hear the music, even though it isn't
7
there.
or 11, snake eyes watching you. Double up or quit, double stake or split, the ace of spades, the ace of spades.
So yeah, he doesn't sound like he's got, like I say, it doesn't sound like he's got loads of breath in him and he's kind of using great breath control necessarily, you know, like most singers. Got to use your diaphragm, you got to really, you know, and Lemmy was always like that on the microphone, you know, with his head up like that. Whether that helped, that kind of diaphragm, maybe it did, that kind of standing tall going, if you like to gamble, although I can't imagine it being that easy. If you like to gamble, I guess it kind of comes out quite smoothly if you like that. If you like to gamble, I tell you I'm your man. Versus what? If you like to gamble, I tell you I'm your man. Yeah, if you're kind of bending down, I think that kind of voice is a bit more suppressed. So yeah, he's kind of opening up, I think, when he's doing that on the microphone, you know. And yeah, it's kind of, like I say, the breath control is, he isn't really the kind of vocalist where you're going to be like best singer in the world, but he is distinctive and he's a legendary voice, and sometimes that's all you need, you know. I mean, David Bowie didn't always do magnificent things vocally, but it's the whole picture, it's the whole kind of thing, you know. Freddie Mercury, kind of a different story. He was vocally impressive, you know, and it was all about the voice really with him, I think. So yeah, let's hear some.
You know I'm born to lose, and gambling's for fools, but that's the way I like it, baby. I don't want to live forever.
So he does these little kind of fry, I don't want to live forever, ever, or it could be ever. It's hard to hear. He's kind of adding that. He's doing a bit of a switch there, vocal style, just on the end.
You know I'm born to lose, and gambling's for fools, but that's the way I like it, baby. I don't want to live forever.
Yeah, it's more of a breath thing. It's more forever, forever kind of thing. It's kind of just to shake it up a bit. Like on Killed by Death, he's got that kind of Killed by Death, yeah. Sometimes he does this throaty, yeah. I'll see if I can find Killed by Death, but with isolated vocals. I'm not sure if I can, but you never know. But yeah, so hearing his voice there, yeah, they have got it. And adverts on it. But yeah, so there, Lemmy's kind of like, if you like to gamble, tell you I'm your man. Win some, lose some, all the same to me. Kind of, but then he switches, 1 minute. If I can find...
You know I'm born to lose, and gambling.
So it's kind of, you know I'm born to lose, and gambling's for fools, but that's the way I like it, baby. I don't want to live forever, kind of thing. Forever, or something like that. It's kind of weird. He switches right at the end.
But that's the way I like it, baby. I don't want to live forever.
Yeah, it's kind of, forever, forever. Sounds weird when I do it, because I go into kind of a different sound, but forever, kind of thing. You know I'm born to lose. It's very strong. That is really kind of grated and strong. You're pushing that out with your chest, that section. Sometimes a bit more like that, you know. If you kill my loser, put my snake on you. But then this bit's more like, That's Killed by Death. But with this song, you know, in this section, it's, you know I'm born to lose, and gambling's for fools, but that's the way I like you, baby. I don't want to live forever. And he's probably running out of breath there at the end. So it's, I don't want to live forever. It's kind of like that, I think. Live forever. It's kind of a breathy voice break kind of thing, you know.
You know I'm born to lose, and gambling's for fools, but that's the way I like it, baby. I don't want to live forever.
Forever! So yeah, you get the idea with that. But Killed by Death, let's hear a little bit of that and see if he's doing anything different on that one, because it's quite a cool song. It's probably my favourite Motörhead song. Motörhead were one of those bands I always saw were playing in England. You know, when I was growing up, I'd always see they're coming to Bristol and things where I was living, and I'd always be excited to see them, but I wasn't old enough yet. It was when I was a kid, I'd always see they were coming and think, right, when I'm older, I'm going to see Motörhead. And unfortunately, I never did. He died before I got the chance, and they didn't come to Bristol much by the time I got to my teenage years, so I never saw them. Gutted about that. I did meet Hawkwind not that long ago, so that was cool. Dave Brock and stuff. Would have loved to have met Nick Turner. I think he was the real true kind of member of that band. He's very his kind of ethos with the whole band, and you know, they were supposed to be kind of like a free band playing free festivals, and then it kind of got a bit more commercial. I think there was a lot of disagreements within the band, but Nick seemed to always kind of be the real one. He'd be playing on the streets and all sorts of stuff, and his own music was great, and yeah, he just seemed a really cool guy and not so down the commercial route. He kept it kind of true to what I think it should have been, you know. So yeah, I love Nick. I did used to chat with him actually on Facebook. He invited me to his gigs, and I was going to go one day, and then it got cancelled, and he said, oh, I'll see you next time, and I never did. He's another one I would have loved to have seen. So yeah, see the people you want to see, because you never know how many chances you're going to get. If you want to go see a gig or see someone, do it, especially if they're getting older, you know, because I really regret not seeing them. Right, Killed by Death now.
Shut up!
So that's kind of interesting. It's almost like Udo, but you know, Udo have accepted that. Balls to the wall! He kind of does that kind of thing as well. That kind of, shut up! These sort of noises. It's very strained. Udo's kind of got a similar voice to Lemmy, but in a more grated way. You know, so it's, you get your balls to the wall! And then Lemmy's well, if you squeeze my lizard, put my snake on you. If you squeeze my lizard, put my snake on you. If it was Udo, if you like to gamble, I tell you I'm your mom. So it's kind of almost in a similar territory, but different kind of thing. They're both kind of distinct, gritty voices, and very metal, you know. But that's another thing Lemmy does with that kind of noise he makes, is another sort of sound. I think it's layered as well. It's almost shut up, but with a shut up on top of it. It's like they've kind of layered that by the sounds of it. Let's get to the actual song. Again, you'll hear his diction isn't kind of too precise. He's not trying to sound really crystal clear like Rob Halford does. I'm your turbo lover. It's not like really clean and kind of clear. It's more it's more just about that aggressive sound, and yeah, very bluesy sound.
I'll put my snake on you. I'm a romantic adventure, and I'm a reptile too.
You can definitely hear the nasal. I think he's big on that nasal sound, so it's kind of, you first got to get that, if you squeeze my lizard, and then you push it up there. You can hear how it's kind of breaking now, a bit like how Lemmy's voice breaks, because it's almost like very nasally sound with the distortion as well, you know. If you squeeze my lizard, I'll put my snake on you. I'm a romantic invasion, and I'm a reptile too. So that's kind of how you do it, but it's your voice can break a lot, and then it kind of sounds a bit crappy sometimes. But Lemmy kind of managed to do it without his voice breaking all the time, you know. Little bits where it might break, but somehow he made it sound good even when it broke, you know.
But it don't make no difference.
It's definitely compressed. The more you hear his voice, it's very compressed. You know, he's putting a lot of distortion every step of the way. He's really, he wants it to sound like that all the way through, you know. There's no clean moments. So different to Hawkwind, you know, where he was singing perfectly clean, really, if we compare it to this. Bit of harmony there. So yeah, that's something people probably didn't notice, that he'd harmonise with himself there, not in a completely typical way. I think he's doing a kind of easy, kind of quite quiet and kind of high sound, but then he's got easy, and a low kind of sound, you know, at the same time. Easy! It's kind of like that, you know. Easy! And it's quite hard to control that. It's such a high sound, and it's kind of not a very strengthened sound somehow. So it's you waiting for it to break almost, you know. It's kind of on the edge of your voice. It's got the strain. It's got the high sound. Easy! The only way. You know, it's kind of, my voice is breaking more and more how I do it, because it's a weird area vocally, you know. Killed by death. Killed by death. Killed by death. That's kind of like Udo's. You got your balls to the wall, kind of thing. Yeah, there's definitely a similarity to Udo and Lemmy. It's quite strange, actually. Although different voices, the way they sing is quite similar. Kill my death. Shut up. Shut up. It's kind of like that, you know. He's quite kind of sleazy. He wants it to sound sleazy and kind of. See there, he's hardly pronouncing those words. Kind of thing. There's not any kind of preciseness. So he makes it in one whole sound. He kind of pronounces the words, you know. Very different way of singing that. Ain't no pretty boy. I'm a backbone shiver. And I'm a bundle of joy. I'm a bundle of joy. So yeah, the whole thing with Lemmy is he's not pronouncing his words kind of properly. He's putting a lot of distortion on it. He's kind of forcing it to the edge of his voice. So I think maybe if I was a vocal singer, like a vocal teacher, whatever, you know, I'd probably be like, don't do this technique. But I'm just a singer myself. You know, I got lots of songs out there if you want to check them out. Little plug there, Metal Matt. You can hear my own stuff. I sang a lot of different styles of stuff. Changes in You and The King of Hearts is a good place to start if you want to check out those songs for different vocal styles. So yeah, what was I getting to? Lemmy, yeah, the voice. If I was a teacher or whatever, I'd probably say this isn't the best way to do your voice, because it's all the wrong things from what I can gather. He's straining and different things, but sometimes that's kind of what makes a unique sound. Don't make no difference, 'cause I ain't gonna be easy. I can't imagine it's easy to do that night after night as well, that kind of voice, you know. So yeah, those bits are just shut up. He did that earlier on the other song, and shut up, whatever it is. It's just like a kind of the end of your voice, you know, shut up. But the main bits is strength, kind of. For the verses, it's mainly strength, you know. If you squeeze my lizard, I put my snake on you. I'm a romantic invader, I'm a reptile too, and it don't make no difference. Ain't gonna be easy. And I kind of find it difficult now to go higher and higher, you know. So you could somehow get higher and higher with that kind of tone and that pitch, you know. Easy, the only way. I'd probably take it lower. If you can't do it that high, you can kind of get a Lemmy effect by singing lower. Easy, the only way you're gonna be. But Lemmy is more easy, killed by death. And like I say, your voice, because it's so high, sometimes the voice and his voice even breaks. Like, yeah, yeah. It's kind of, he's out of breath by the end. Yeah, yeah. He does those kind of sounds, you know, like almost a fry vocal, like Marilyn Manson going, I want to use you, and abuse you. So yeah, Lemmy does use a bit of vocal fry. He's using his full voice mainly, I think, but he's also using a lot of head kind of sound to kind of manipulate the voice, you know, to that kind of, if you squeeze my lizard, I put my snake on you, and to give it that kind of, almost like he's putting his voice for a greater sound, and the greater is here, you know, he's kind of putting it through a nasal area, kind of pushing it forward and upwards to get it, because it could be more like, if you squeeze my lizard, I put my snake on you. Maybe sometimes he does do that, but it sounds like he's pushing it more and more upwards, you know. If you squeeze my lizard, I'll put my snake on you. Which gives it that kind of like your voice is breaking kind of sound. So, yeah, he's almost doing that on purpose, kind of making it sound like your voice is ending or is at the end of its tether or whatever, you know. And that is what Lemmy is. That's what kind of rock and roll. I was going to say heavy metal, but you wouldn't agree with me there, you know. But that's what it is. It is all about that kind of distortion and, you know, the force. And, yeah, just a great voice. What a distinctive, great voice. And, you know, I'm glad to analyse Lemmy today because I've always loved his voice. And I think, you know, if you can manage to kind of get a voice a bit like Lemmy, you should, because it's great to keep that music alive, that classic metal, rock and roll, whatever you want to call it, alive, you know, which I do in my music. I'm trying to keep that classic heavy metal alive. Not quite in the same way Lemmy does, although I have done a song recently actually called Whiplash, which is only just dropped, which I forgot about actually, but I'll show you. I did try and do a bit of a Lemmy voice on it actually, so I'll show you that. Although there are two adverts, which of course there would be when I'm trying to show you this. But yeah, so I basically Whiplash. I didn't know about the song by Motörhead Whiplash till after, but I tried to do a Lemmy thing with this song vocally. It's a bit Udo, Rob Halford high kind of sound as well. Those kind of bits were kind of, I had Lemmy in my Hell to Pay, kind of a high grit sound. And I think towards the end it's a bit more like a Lemmy sound. So yeah, you can use these techniques in your own music, like I kind of do sometimes. That was kind of my Lemmy bit. Don't need any man, locked and loaded. Kind of that kind of high tone, you know. Not my own. Hey, man. But then I switch it to Whiplash. Kind of like a high mid-tone sound. So yeah, a bit of Lemmy on this one, Lemmy vibes. So yeah, you kind of hear there's a bit of a Motörhead vibe to that. And the music was great. That was by someone I collaborate with called Carmine. But yeah, check it out. Whiplash is out now on Spotify, iTunes. I haven't really done a big plug thing for this song. So yeah, this is it really if you want to check it out. Because I do a lot of music, but it's always great when I have a song I'm really proud of. Like the King of Hearts, Changes in You, Mexico, and there's others. Burn the Priest. There's some of my like songs I'm really proud of, and I know it's a real metal kind of tracks. I do a lot of obscure stuff as well. Devil in Disguise, that featured JJ from Rob Halford's Fight Band. Alien Invasion's cool. That's got Joey Belladonna on the intro from Anthrax doing an intro for my song. But yeah, Whiplash is the latest one I've done, and it was kind of in tribute to Lemmy. I did that a few weeks ago, and it's like never coming back. Whiplash, never coming back. So it's kind of, yeah, it's a bit different, bit old school kind of vocals. I tried to do different kind of vocal styles throughout the song. So yeah, I hope you enjoy that. Hope you've enjoyed this tutorial kind of lesson, analysis, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, you're never going to be Lemmy, but you might as well try. No, but it's just great to pay tribute to him, and it's such a great voice. I just love to analyze different voices. I will get onto the other ones that people suggested. Like I say, we got Robert Plant, James Hetfield, Chris Cornell, and that was it. They were the next ones I was thinking about doing. So yeah, I'll do one of those next, probably maybe Robert Plant or something. So yeah, I'll get around to all of them though. But yeah, leave a tip in the tip jar if you enjoyed this, because like I say, I don't monetize these videos, and if there are adverts on them, it ain't for me, unfortunately. It's for other people. So yeah, if you want to leave a tip because you enjoyed the video and you enjoy learning how to sing like these people, and it's been a help, then yeah, leave a tip in the tip jar. It's much appreciated. As a musician, that's kind of how things are. You just get little jobs and money here and there. It's yeah, it's difficult life as a musician, but I just enjoy talking about this stuff. It's my passion. I love music. I love singing, and yeah, if I can help some people out, kind of learn how to sing a bit like Lemmy, then I will do. Anyway, one final note: freedom of speech. I'm sure Lemmy probably would have said the same, as I've seen his political views on different things. He said all politicians are assholes, but yeah, I'd say keep our freedom of speech alive, people. Don't censor yourself, don't censor other people. We've all got a voice, and we shouldn't be silenced for it. And yeah, today we're listening to Lemmy's voice, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And yeah, keep it real, keep being unwoke, and just enjoy us singing, and just yeah, keep politics out of it, I guess. Just yeah, but be aware, be real, and yeah, it's just a crazy time around the world right now. I'd love to know what Lemmy would be thinking of it all. Yeah, the world is going crazy, lots of stuff going on, and yeah, just I think the main thing is that we're able to discuss, have free discussion, and be able to talk. I think that's the main thing anyone can kind of hope for, really. If we can't talk and we lose all discussion, then things just are going to go down the pan. We can't have that in a society where we're supposed to be kind of open and listening to each other. And I think too many people with the defense on all the time don't want to hear different opinions. We've all got to listen to each other. Let's listen to each other. Let's not jump down each other's throats. Let's have civilized discussion. And if anything's come out of this week, that's what I'd say, really. Just yeah, don't lose your freedom of speech, and don't limit other people's freedom of speech. That is our right. So anyway, see you later, guys. Keep it rocking. Hope you enjoyed the video.